Welcome back to the Fanspeak Network and another episode of Degen Power Hour. That's right, we're covering DFS, Underdog Battle Royale, and Thursday Night Football props and parlays, all in just a minute. That's right. Every single Monday and Thursday, Degen Power Hour will cover DraftKings, DFS, Underdog Battle Royale. Go to the FanDuel Sportsbook streets, do Monday Night Football, and of course, Thursday Night Football. Look at some primetime props, have a little fun with that. Just kind of go around the horn. So, Steve, how are you doing on this Thursday? Our Washington, I can't say Commanders, it's so stupid, but our Washington team plays the Packers tonight. I'm a little nervous they're going to lose. I don't love the over. I think it's going to be like a kind of a slugfest. How do you, and I know we'll talk about like more details of the game, but how are you feeling for tonight as a fan?
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough one. We saw the Packers just absolutely dismantle the Lions on Sunday, and Lions were, a championship caliber team last year, and they were mostly healthy, unlike last year. So, the Micah Parsons trade was an impact play. Also, all these Packers receivers who we thought were going to be injured ended up playing last week. So they were much deeper than expected. Their offense didn't have to do much, but it did more than enough. And then their defense just absolutely shut down one of, the offense that was the best offense in the league last year. So, for us, it's going to be a tough game. Micah Parsons is so good. And
the impact of that trade is being felt already, and I'm nervous for it for tonight.
I'm guessing they'll try and get some matchups on him on the rookie, Josh Connerly Jr. He'll go against Tunsil some as well.
How did Connerly Jr. look in the first game? You know me, I was watching Red Zone. Don't tell mom and dad.
Generally, he did fine. I can recall one penalty, one really bad missed block. And it was a tough matchup last week, but I think it's a tougher matchup this week. And also, unlike last week where Washington was able to get ahead, have a clear lead, kind of be in total control, you weren't fearing anything from the Giants. I don't think we're going to be able to say the same thing this week. So I kind of agree. I think it's probably low scoring. I don't see myself betting the over-under, but if I were, I'd probably go for the under. I could just see a lot of field goals in this game, to be honest.
Yeah. You doing much showdown tonight? We'll get in. And by the way, check out our guy, Simon. I'm trying to think of the channel now. Spread put it in chat the other day. It's blanking on me, but our guy Simon does a ton of showdown content. I'll remember the channel. I'll put it in chat later. And of course, our guy Neil Orfield does a ton of great showdown content on the Flannelverse. So yes, go ahead.
Yeah. So
are you playing much showdown?
I'm not going to do too much tonight just because I don't have a good feel for this game.
Heat Seekers. Sorry, it's just driving me freaking crazy. Heat Seekers is Heat Seekers on YouTube is Simon Flannelverse, Neil, great showdown content. We're not getting into the showdown streets content wise, but we dabble. So are you dabbling tonight?
Yeah, tonight I like to play more and not that I really hit much, but I like when it's the Ravens Bills, and I think the game's going to smash and go over. I like betting on offensive pieces, not wondering if I should have two kickers in the lineup tonight.
Right. No, that makes a ton of sense. Let me say hi to the chat, and then we will get to it again. Just a little housekeeping. This is Degen Power Hour. We're doing it all DFS on DraftKings. Monday, we took a first look. Today, we're going to take more like a go over our survey we did on Substack and how we're really approaching this slate. And then, of course, Friday night, Saturday morning, we'll have our best plays out to the Substack and a show for Substack subs only of our best plays and why. But we're going just kind of more deep diving on the building today. And of course, then more deep diving in what we're really liking in the underdog streets and then to Thursday Night Football. So DraftKings, DFS, Underdog Battle Royale, and Thursday Night Football props is what you'll have coming here. As you're coming in, be sure to hit that like button, or if you're watching on replay, we appreciate it. Helps us a ton. We are finally at 800 though, and I'll say it and we'll probably be back at 798 when I get off the show, but we're at 800 subs. Thank you for for that. We're on the road to 1,000. So please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I mean, we did best ball content almost every single day. We have Degen content almost every single day now. The only day we don't have content is on Sundays, on the game days. So, on the Sunday game day. We have content every other day of the week here on the Fanspeak network and every single day on the Fanspeak Substack for just $34.99 for an entire year. You're going to get all our best ball content, all our DFS content, Underdog Battle Royale, and sports betting. I can barely say that without taking a breath. To me, that sounds like you're getting a lot for $34.99. Free week trial too. Link is in the description. Check that out for sure. So let me say hi to the chat. We got our guy Tyler Emo Cowboy in here. Power Hour indeed. Maybe one of these days we can add the shot later that I used to do in college. I used to drink Franzia wine with my college roommates, and we do Franzia wine Power Hour. That was dangerous. Mike Robb, you said it was a power. I said, Steve, what is this reference? You said Power Rangers?
Yeah.
Okay. I had no idea. How would I know? And yes, I do the CBS DFS show every Thursday morning. So I was rocking the Commanders colors for CBS and kept it on for our show. I also would be remiss if I didn't mention the 9/11 24th anniversary of 9/11. Obviously, our thoughts and prayers are with obviously the victims' families and the first responders, the absolute heroes. I watched the Man in the Red Bandana. You got me out to watch that years ago. I watch it every single 9/11, cry my eyes out, but it reminds me that there is good in this world. And there are heroes like Wells Crowther. If you haven't watched the Man in the Red Bandana, I highly, highly recommend watching that. Just puts in perspective and just to remember this day that we truly should never forget. Steve and I are old enough that we were young adults when that happened. And it's still to this day, and obviously we weren't affected as victims' families were and first responders. So again, have to think about that. And I want to say that last year I used to do a betting show where we do wagers with friends and we do whoever lost donated to the charity. And I had tunnels. I believe it's Tunnel to Towers. I'm going to find the link, and it gives back to first responders, and especially does during this month, on around 9/11 or, in the month of September. A lot of people, make that their charity of choice. And so if I win anything over $500 in any capacity, Battle Royale, DFS, sports betting, I'm going to donate 10% of whatever I win to Tunnel for Towers. I will put the link in the chat. Maybe we can put a fun parlay together, Steve. And if we hit the lotto, we can give back, if Degen, we might as well give back a little too, right?
Exactly.
Exactly.
No, I'm 100% with you and all that you said about, remembering 9/11 and that's been almost a quarter century.
It's unbelievable that it's been almost a quarter century. So, okay. But with that, we will get into the DFS streets here. Let me pull over DraftKings. What am I doing here? Okay. So yeah, let me pull over DraftKings and we will take a look at the main slate for Sunday. So obviously on Sunday there is, let's see here. No, that's today. 12 game slate. And I believe it's 1 o'clock only, 4 p.m. only. Cause I like it when it's more balanced. Cause I like playing more of the early only afternoon. I hate when it's just like 3 at the afternoon slate, but that's what it is. So, Steve and I do like to play the short slate stuff. We talked about early look stuff on Monday, on the Monday Degen Power Hour, Steve. And now in Thursday, we're going to just take a more deep dive. We kind of tap back to our Substack and what we mentioned in our survey, which we put out the other night to our Substack, and talk about more lineup construction stuff. Because again, then on Friday and Saturday, it's going to be like our top plays and our player pool and everything. So how are you thinking from a lineup construction standpoint, Steve, going into now that we're at Thursday?
So just looking at it more and more, I do think this slate lends itself more to paying up for a quarterback. Last week, you really had the two elites, Daniels and Burrow, and then Baker was kind of close, and then started to be a big gap. But this week, you've Allen and Jackson, Hurts, Burrow, Kyler's not that far behind. So they're all in decent enough spots. I mean, people think the Chiefs are a great defense, but we saw what Hurts did to them in the Super Bowl. And same with Jets and Allen. We just saw Aaron Rodgers with no mobility just absolutely shred them. So all these quarterbacks, I think, can put up elite scores. I do think there's a handful of others I'd still take a shot at. I think Dak at 5,900 in a pristine matchup at home versus the Giants. I think you could take a shot on Fields at 5,700 just with his rushing upside, but you probably need the 2 rushing touchdowns again. And we just know that's not going to happen every week. And then I do think Drake May, Dolphins are probably just the stone worst defense, particularly secondary, that we can attack week in, week out. And May, didn't have a great game, but he threw the ball well. Steph Diggs.
He let us down, Steve. I'm nervous. People are throwing out stuff on articles this week that he's crap. It's making me nervous. He was my highest drafted quarterback in best ball. Oh my gosh, please, please, please. I'm going back to the well on him this week too, in DFS and Battle Royale and bets and everything. And oh my God, please be good against the Dolphins and give me hope for this season.
Yeah, it's not going to be good if he's not good against them. But because
what do you think? Do you think they just didn't have a good game plan? Do you think it's just it might take him and McDaniel's time, Josh McDaniel's time to get on the same page?
Watching that game, I thought May, it was just a mixed bag. I thought there were sometimes May looked really good. I think there were sometimes he looked average, and sometimes he made some bad throws. Mm-hmm. Some of it, they could not get a ground game going, and that's something they've talked about wanting to do, and he should be part of that. Like they need to utilize his legs more.
Yeah, I didn't understand that. That was one of my prop bets, one of a parlay that we put together that we hit 2 out of 4, but that was one of the ones in that like low lines parlay that missed. And I thought that was the one I was the most confident about is, May is rushing. So that was disappointing. They said they got to get the rushing game going. Yeah. I hope it's maybe getting Henderson going a little more, but also let's use May's wheels too,
Yeah, and look, we saw that for a number of teams that struggled to run the football this weekend, like the Bears. Caleb Williams, like his legs were, the most important on the team above Swift. And, we just saw, Kyler Murray, despite being sick, ran the ball well. Mm-hmm. Not just some of your usual suspects like Justin Fields and Lamar and Allen, but plenty of other like mid-tier quarterback. Baker Mayfield led the Buccaneers in rushing, So yeah, they need to do that with May. They need to, if it's not working on the ground game, with their running backs, utilize May's legs to open up some things as well. I still believe, I think one game doesn't tell us much. Look, Joe Burrow arguably had the worst game of any like a top tier quarterback, right? And definitely for anyone who was counting on him in a limb or first quarter, you just got dusted.
Yeah. Oh, that was terrible.
And so, like May, I think May can just do a lot more in that. And I do think the weapons will, improve. And the offensive line needs to improve as well. But the good news is this is a get right game against the Dolphins. Their defense is not good.
I hope. Okay, let me just take a peek at the quarterback. Mike was so kind to say these Substack DFS surveys are awesome. So let me just give a peek behind the curtain if you're not subbed. Again, if you are not subbed and would like to, $34.99 for the entire year, covering all the in-season stuff, DFS, Battle Royale, NFL bets in season, and then, of course, best ball in the spring and summer. So the Degen, this is our Degen Substack that you're looking at, but this is our survey. So it goes through who are the top 3 stacks Steve and I are playing, our favorite game stack, our favorite value plays, spend up options, what are our biggest fades, defense, bold predictions, overall lineup strategy. And, that this is what we're putting out on Wednesday. So, it's not stuff that we're married to, but it's stuff that we're trying to get a sense of getting our thoughts out there, and then we're evolving it from there. And then, so the evolution of today is then, okay, let's look at that. Look at some of those survey answers. Are we still there? Are we changing kind of our thought process? Because your process evolves during the week as you do more research, read more usage data, matchup kind of content and stuff like that. So, where are we now? And then talking about kind of line of construction. And then again, Friday and Saturday is more, okay, here's our plays, here's our player pool. We can kind of touch on player pool today as well. So let me bring DraftKings back over now. And then we'll talk everything through. But I did want to show that, and I appreciate you saying that, Mike. Also, Paul Legion 13 says, I see that someone other than myself picked me in the Herzig contest. I'll try not to let you down. Yes, I did, Paul. I did. I'd done enough drafts with you. Knew you were a sharp drafter. So
I thought he meant me.
Oh, you picked him too?
I'm pretty sure he did.
Okay, then maybe we both did. Well, it's all out there. So, people know who picked who. I realized I meant to put, and I didn't, was Al, not that it would have replaced Paul, but it would replace someone else. I meant to put Al Boogie, and I didn't. Yeah. And so if Al Boogie watches this, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to put you in it. And, it was one of those where I was picking a lot of the people that I've drafted with a lot this summer. And, some of our content creators that we've done content with and stuff like that. But yes, Legion 13, don't let me down in the Herzig draft, in the Herzig contest, and good luck this season for sure. Part of this too, Steve, I was thinking about our Monday, we should do more portfolio reviews. Anna and Chad talked about us doing more like lineup reviews. So maybe our Monday will be more like portfolio reviews, DFS lineup reviews of how we did and that kind of stuff. And then Thursday will really be more like, okay, now let's really focus on this week. So now with all that said, let's really focus on this week. I know you were initially interested in some higher price quarterbacks. I was too, but now with Mac Jones, arriving as a $4,000 stone min option, and then loving Dak, who you mentioned, loving Drake May going back to the matchup against the Dolphins, and being very interested in Burrow. I don't know. I could see Lamar, even though they've got to be pissed off of that game. I could see maybe him just not needing to get there, all the way around. I was on Fields, but like you said, he's probably going to need 2 rushing touchdowns, maybe T-Law. But for me, I think my core is going to be Burrow, May, Dak Prescott, and Mac Jones. And then I might sprinkle in Trevor Lawrence. I think Burrow is my only high price quarterback is what I'm getting at. What do you think about that? Because I know you were very much bullish on there. And we talked about it on the CBS show today. This is a slate where there are so many more expensive quarterbacks. So you have more to dodge there.
Yeah. And that's part of it because, last week and they were the top 2 quarterbacks, but like Fields or Daniel Jones, if you were betting on them, like even if Burrow outscored them or Jaden Daniels outscored them, price per dollar is gonna be worth it. But with
it's really just Jaden and Burrow last week. Yeah. And then now look, it's Allen, Jackson, Hurts, Burrow.
Yeah, and Kyler, Kyler's right there as well. So
he doesn't do it for me.
Well, but he's got the most.
Oh, that's right.
Matchup,
he's going against Carolina. I know.
I mean, Carolina and Miami, we should be playing against every single week.
Yeah, no, I feel like Dolphins and Carolina are going to be that funnel of like, okay, who's playing them? Okay, how do we see the game script going? So those are going to be probably my 4 core plays, and maybe adding in Trevor Lawrence. I don't know. I mean, I could see me adding in, a Fields or Lamar stack, but I don't want to spread it out too much because I want to do enough combos with Dak Prescott, Mac Jones, Drake May, and Joe Burrow. So what would, if you had to narrow it down to 4, I know who you put in your 3 in the Substack survey, what would your 4 be as of Thursday at 5:20 p.m.?
I think my 4 are going to be Lamar and Burrow up top, Dak and May.
Okay, so Lamar, Burrow, Dak, May. Okay, so so you're not. Do you think you'll go to the Mac Jones thing? Because let me tell you, I built a banger with doing the Stone Men.
I mean, I might do one. This is also something where target a particular slate with it.
The problem is the 1 p.m. slate's basically all the games. You know what I mean? That's what I meant about like, I wish there was more games. Like I wish that game was on the 4 p.m. slate, right?
There's only 3, 4 o'clock games. Right?
Yeah, there's only 3, 4 o'clock games, and it's the Eagles Chiefs, which I personally think that game is going to be, maybe a fun real life Super Bowl matchup, but I don't know that I have a ton of interest in it. So,
I mean, again, Hurts shredded them in the Super Bowl. So
yeah. So if you were doing 4 p.m. early, you would have interest in that game, or Hurts at least.
Yeah, and that's probably where I'll play Hurts. Like that's why I didn't mention him in this. Because you and I, the little thing with Kyler, like those are going to be my quarterbacks in the 4 p.m. slate.
Gotcha. Okay. That makes sense. Okay. So we talked through quarterbacks and spending. How else do you see your lineup construction going? Because in the survey I talked about, I could see me going back to the 3 running backs again this week, but I want to do some where I flip the build, and I think that I would recommend that if you're doing enough lineups, do some where you flip the build. Like, okay, I have this idea that playing 3 running backs at different price tiers, by the way, is going to be what I think is optimal. But what if I'm wrong? And so I want to flip the build in case I'm wrong. And it's like, no, you wanted to have 4 receivers, or you want more of your total spending to go to receivers. And so I will do some stuff with flip the build. I usually punt down at tight end. That's no secret. It's my MO in best ball, and it kind of translates into DFS season too. So where do you see your lineup build going after those quarterback pool?
So I then kind of want to have maybe just 2 spend up guys, and then maybe 1 or 2 mid tier, and then pay down at the rest. Definitely paying down at tight end, unless it's like a Kyler McBride lineup,
right?
And then generally paying down at defense.
I
mean, last week that wasn't, like Colts were pay down, but Denver was, I think, the most expensive.
Which, by the way, I think your survey got me onto the Colts. So, this episode got me onto that. So,
yeah. I played them some, but not enough. And
well, speaking of one of the guys I want to pay up for, who's looking like he's coming in low ownership, Mike Robb says, "LOL, Henry's going for 300." Browns safety talked against a mess against him. I saw you quote retweeted that. I couldn't believe that was a Grant Delpit, right, from the Browns.
Yeah.
And then it's like he had the most. Meaning big dog Derrick Henry had the most insane game Sunday night, and then he fumbles. They lose the game. I mean, he just has to be pissed. Like, again, I said this on the show this morning. I can't imagine any of these players, defensive players, want to get in front of Derrick Henry, but I just feel like he's going to be playing like out of his mind. I don't know. Maybe sometimes I run a little too much on the narrative street side, but I wouldn't want to get in front of him. And then you have, this Brown safety, basically saying, I'm not scared about tackling Derrick Henry. So like Derrick Henry and coming in at low ownership. So who are some of your favorite spend up options then? Because this is a question on the survey.
Yeah. So my favorite 2 are McCaffrey and Lamb, but I do like Henry and Chase quite a bit as well. Just to stick on Derrick Henry for a second, not just the narrative or, the fact that the Brown safety is making a big mistake, but
I think I made a big mistake.
Yeah. He's definitely taking it, he's going to take it personal because of, it's the Michael Jordan thing. And then I took it personal because he had that fumble and then this guy's calling him out. But also last year, it wasn't after every loss, but after I think the Ravens they lost the first 2 games, but in their 3rd game, he had like 142 touchdowns. Later in the year when they lost 140 yards and 2 touchdowns.
140 and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah,
Got it.
And it was back-to-back games. He smashed the Cowboys and Bills back-to-back.
Yeah.
And after the Browns beat them, the next game against Denver, I think he went for like $140 and 2 touchdowns. So
yeah.
He literally has no problem carrying the team on his back.
Oh, absolutely. And, on that show this morning, Mike made a good point. Like, they might just want to like kind of run clock and, kind of get out of there. I like Henry CMC as a spend up options as well. Favorite pay up receiver options. I agree with you on Lamb, obviously another one who's probably beating himself up bad.
You heard the story. Like he went right to the Cowboys practice facility, was working with the jugs machine, like catching the ball. Like he was the first one out.
Okay.
There were just multiple stories about that this weekend.
Okay.
This early week. So I think he's another guy who's an elite star who's pissed off. And now he goes against the Giants. Like, good luck.
I mean, both teams could have been in a position to win, So who's your other favorite? I mean, I like Neighbors. I mean, he had them per fantasy points, was one of the top players of the most expected fantasy points, just gets absolutely peppered with targets, only had 5 receptions for 71, but obviously the game script is going to dictate that they're likely going to have to be throwing the hell out of the ball and targeting him like crazy. So I like going back there. What other spend up options are you going to?
Well, I mentioned I'm 100% going back to the Chase well. Like
Yeah.
him getting 26 yards, I'm not scared. Like this is the best receiver in the league. Also another situation, I think the Bengals, they know they got lucky for a win. They actually won, but they were lucky to win that game. And with all the money they put in Burrow and those two receivers, you better believe that they're going to get them going. But
I know.
No, I'm for me, I'm kind of looking at some guys who disappointed last week. Brian Thomas Jr. being one. 7 targets, only 1 catch. He had to carry for a touchdown, which semi saved it, at least around 10 points. But
that game was so weird with the delay, and I know that they were, then had the game script. They were just, beating the hell out of them, but still, I mean, 7 targets, 1 reception, 11 yards, and then, like you said, got bailed out with the touchdown, but still a bad fantasy day. That was rough. I think we need to go back there too, considering, again, the Bengals defense is nothing to be scared of, and there should be that pushback back and forth. So, any other spend up options you want to talk about before other kind of cheaper options we like?
I don't think I'll play him that much, but it is notable Garrett Wilson's target share. I probably won't get to it that much just because I think he's in a weird price point.
Yeah.
So I think particularly in Lamar stacks, I think Flowers is very much in play. I think Higgins is fine. In general, I like Cortland Sutton. That was one of Bo Nix's worst games we've seen as a pro.
Yeah.
And Sutton still did a pretty good game.
18.1 DK points, still finds the end zone again. So, and then I'd also throw out JSN. The target share is ridiculous. I think it was like
like 56% target share.
56% target share. So just absolutely insane. So definitely have some interest there. Some of these, like the Sutton one, I might play more in like an afternoon slate or something like that. I don't think either of us have an interest in spending up for tight end. So who are your cheaper plays at running back or receiver or mid-price plays? Like, for instance, I like James Conner a ton. I think too many people are overblowing the split work share and that kind of stuff. He still had absolutely enough volume with 4 receptions, essentially had 16 touches, 12 attempts, 4 receptions, targets, and at least he paid off with the touchdown. And he has the best matchup we saw what Travis Etienne did to the Carolina Panthers, and that run defense is just going to obviously be a funnel all season long. So I'm all over James Conner this week. Absolutely love him in the touchdown market, all that kind of stuff. Breece Hall is another mid-price one. I'll go first, obviously, and then I'll let you pick up any other mid-price running backs, mid or low price running backs, receivers. Breece Hall, you can run on the Bills, and he looked great in week 1. That's another one I'm interested in. How about you? Are there any other mid or low priced running backs?
So first would be Kyron Williams. Despite all the offseason talk that they're going to split the backfield and stuff, Jarquez Hunter was a healthy scratch. Blake Corum got like 10% of the snaps, and not much in terms of targets, or not much in terms of usage. So I just think Kyron is always going to be in play. He's not ideally for DraftKings. He'd have some more pass involvement. But if he's going to get 18 plus carries and, just all the red zone work, he's got to be in play. But speaking of that Tennessee game, I actually like the back on the other side, Tony Pollard. He had the worst matchup last week, one of the worst against Denver, still managed 60 yards, still had a catch for another 30. But it just total elite usage. And he has a much better matchup against the Rams. I mean, the ghost of Nick Chubb looked pretty good against the Rams last week.
Yeah.
And that was with a terrible offensive line.
And
so
anything down low, I'm not really seeing outside of maybe Henderson would be the lowest I'd go if you want to include in May stacks.
Yeah, I'll go back to ETN because they traded away Bigsby, and he looked good, and it's still a weaker matchup. Bengals bottled up the Browns running game, but ETN wasn't just the Carolina factor. He looked fast. He was efficient. The running game was efficient. So I'd point to that. I think you could look at like a like one that I would point to would be, David Montgomery. Up through the first 3 quarters, the split was essentially even. Montgomery had more carries, ended the game with more carries than Gibbs, and Gibbs had only one more target through the first 3 quarters. Now in the fourth quarter, because they were so behind, Gibbs got like 5 more catches, 5 more targets, 5 more catches.
Oh my God, he had 10 receptions,
But-
10, yeah.
But it was, through the first 3 quarters, Monty, their touches were essentially even, and they're going against the Bears. The Bears struggled against Mason, did struggle against Jones as well, catching the ball, so both backs could maybe get there. But just from an ownership and cheap level perspective, if you're getting 4 targets in 3 quarters, that's pretty good for Monty, and probably 12 to 15 carries.
Yeah, no, that is interesting. I am trying to decide what to react to week 1, what not to overreact to, right? And I think that's tough. I think we're going back to the well and Burrow and Trevor Lawrence and May and all those stacks because the matchups feel really good for week 2. But the Lions is one where it's like, the offensive coordinator didn't look great. The offensive line clearly, has taken a step back. I'm a little nervous, and I almost kind of want to see it. But I get it, and everything you said, made sense. Let's go to mid-price, cheap / mid-price receivers. I'll kind of go first, keep it rolling. Let's kind of be quick hitters here, and then we'll get to chat, and then we'll do like a shell build kind of. So we hit down to like the Flowers, Higgins, JSN area. After that, I mean, again, on afternoon slate, you could do Harrison Jr. on. If you're,
I think he's in play in anything, honestly.
Okay, yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. I think I have a whole list, and I have so many others that I'm trying to incorporate in that I doubt that I'll personally get to him because I'm probably going to be playing a ton of Connor. So, that's probably how I'm playing main slate. And then I'll maybe hedge with then playing him in afternoon, but I totally get it. It's just my list is very long of receivers I like. Pickens, obviously, you could double stack Dak. I have absolutely no problem with that. Honestly, for me, it's like kind of like really high price guys and then really like under 5.3K, 5.3 and under. Ricky Pearsall being the biggest one. It's just CMC and Pearsall with Mac Jones. I mean, it's literally nobody. They have but they're playing the New Orleans Saints indoors. So, the game environment is good for them to still excel, even though they're very, very depleted. So Ricky Pearsall is a big one for me. Hollywood Brown is another big one for me. Just the target share that he's going to have to get. Kelsey is dust. Everybody else is injured. Our pets' heads are falling off. What's that?
Worthy might play. He practiced today, apparently.
I saw that. What the hell? How is that even possible?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Travis Hunter, I will say, if you want to do Jags double stacks, don't mind going back there. He definitely could have gotten there. He had 8 targets. Just didn't get there on yardage. They missed him Lawrence missed him on a long one. So there's a lot in that like high area and this like 53 to 5,000 area. Stephon Diggs with May is another one. Only had like a little over 50% of snaps, but like close to 70% of routes, decent routes, targets per routes run. He had 7 targets. So it's more, does the snaps and routes go up even more? I hope so. If so, I think he can, it's 5,300 and he's going to come in pretty low owned. So I like a lot in this area. Who else am I missing? Below.
I mean, I think one of my favorites down here would be Rome Odunze. He led the Bears in targets. He's cheaper than DJ Moore because of the game and the Monday night game. And he only had 37
I didn't realize
yards.
He had 9 targets. Yeah,
he only had 37 yards, but he got some of the deeper targets. He had a perfect screen that was set up, but Van Ginkel did Van Ginkel things.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
So he easily could have had a really big game. And we should keep in mind the Vikings probably have one of the best defenses in the league. Like I know they got off to a rocky start, but they really closed the door on the Bears second half. So I like Odunze. I think you can go back to Ridley, like target share wise, he was elite. And the matchup doesn't scare me too much. But it's just a much better matchup than the Broncos. But Cam Ward's still developing. So it won't be something I do a lot, but 4,900 for a guy who's going to get 8 to 10 targets is always interesting. Chris Olave, we saw the 49ers secondary is not their strong suit. I mean, another Ohio State receiver,
stomach going to the blue tent a couple times a game.
But he get 12 targets. I mean, and we just saw another Ohio State receiver shred them for 12 plus targets. I mean, if you want to go to Shaheed or Jawan Johnson, we can talk about that as well. But I do think the 49ers secondary is very exploitable.
Yeah. I don't see a ton else that I love down here. Is there any like cheap plays? I mean, besides if you want to do a May stack with Boutte, I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right. Other than that, I don't see any like cheap plays.
Well, I'd probably point to Tillman. Just they're probably playing from behind.
Yeah.
He
did a great game.
He had a really good game. I think Judy ended up getting one more target than him or evened him in targets, but it was on like the last drive. It was on like the most garbage time of garbage time. So, for most of the game, it was him and Fannin and Sampson who were the big target earners. And Judy's fine, but again, you're gaining him like 1,000 less than Judy.
Yeah. Let me catch up with chat, and then we can build a shell lineup here because we did have a couple of people that were kind of giving thoughts as we were going along there. First of all, we got Kicks in here. I hope Washington embarrasses the Packers tonight. Thank you. We do too. Appreciate that. Terrence says, I don't buy into narratives with the Ravens. They're run from the top down. Cleveland D-line is serious. So he doesn't like my Derrick Henry call or the narrative call. But he likes Andrews, however, and thinking Ward could lock down Flowers. So yeah, it's all about how you want to approach it. The Ravens are obviously likely going to win, and I think win comfortably. I think it's going to be, I'm going to play it at low on Henry, but if you want to, go for the like a Lamar Andrews stack, I don't blame you at all. He says the narrative he's buying this week is Metcalf against Seattle. Forgot about that. And Rodgers does not mess around with those things. He obviously just had his comeback or payback last week with the Jets. So GAB agrees. Cleveland bottled up Henry in this entire offense last season. Stay away from teams playing the Browns. Shutting down the Bengals last week was not a fluke. So how much we always love seeing you in here. GAB did a lot of drafts with you this basketball season. Good to see you. What do you think? Are you scared? Well, I'm trying to think what was.
2 years ago, the Browns defense was as good as it got. But last year, it had a lot of holes. And that did include even the Ravens game. The Browns won the first one, 29-24.
I was trying to see what his stats were.
But the last game of the year, Ravens put up 35 points on the Browns. And that was the game Flowers got hurt in and left early. And it was a lot of Henry, Henry had 138 and 2 touchdowns in that game.
Oh, that's the one you were saying. Okay. I was trying to pull up the actual stat. So, okay. So week 18 was when he had 138 and 2 touchdowns.
Well, that was one of the games.
The week 18. Week 18 was 138 and 2 touchdowns. Yeah. You are correct. The other Browns game was 73 and 1. So, I mean, that's not smashing, but it's not, you're definitely not drawing dead or anything either.
Yeah.
Let's get back to the chat. Our guy GAB and Terrence are fading Henry. GAB likes Flowers in this one. Kind of talking about the cornerback matchups. Terrence likes the Cleveland stack, as you were talking about. Tillman, I don't know that, I'd be stacking it up. I don't mind Tillman as a cheap one-off.
Yeah.
Okay, so Alex P. Keaton in here says booty, not Boutte. I heard somebody else being like, I have no idea if I'm pronouncing this right on another show of content this week. So, okay, booty, Keyshawn Booty. Okay, got it. Mike Robb says, before the end of the stream, I need both your inputs on something. I start coaching you soccer today. What to go to the thing for the practice field? What's the go-to thing for the practice field? Am I reading it wrong?
To practice first day. What's the first thing he needs to practice?
Oh, God, use soccer? I don't know, Steve.
I would just take tips from what's the coach from Miracle on Ice and just have him do sprints back. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know about soccer. I would just say the basics of dribbling would probably be the first thing.
I haven't played soccer since like 6th grade, but I would say basics of dribbling too. But congrats on being a soccer coach. Mike, our guy Andrew is a football coach. He was talking about windmilling his son in for 2 tuds the other day. So good luck in the soccer coaching duties. That's awesome. Paul says Flacco's return to M&T Bank, career game incoming. Yeah, I mean, he's going back to the bank here in Baltimore, right in my backyard. So that is a good point. Coach PPR Tyler probably has some tips. Yeah, he's coaching. I mean, he coaches, the high school football team or the sophomore team or whatever, I believe. So Mike will have to hit PPR Tyler up for some coaching tips for sure. All right, let's make sure we covered a lot in the survey. So we talked about our favorite stacks. We both love the Jaguars Bengals game stack, but everybody else does too. I'm not forcing really other game stacks if they come naturally. Like I am going to play some Mac Jones. I don't mind running it back with like a cheap Juwan Johnson or something like that. Same thing with like Dak. Maybe on a Dak lineup, I will run it back with Neighbors and kind of tell that story. But like I'm not forcing these massive game stacks other than Cincy, Jacksonville. How about you?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's fine to do if it fits, but you don't have to do it. Like the guy who won the Millie last week was unstacked Fields with no Steeler bring back. So
yeah, and I mean I do know that just the meta of the strategy over the years that we've learned is kind of like the bigger the field, the less you actually want to massively stack because you're trying to absolutely hit the nuts. The smaller the field, the more you want to stack because it's less things you have to get right and you don't have to be perfect. So, I think that's something that you can consider as far as game. But as far as like other game stacks, there's not any other game stack that I'm like in love with outside of the Cincy Jacksonville. Covering the rest of our survey, we talked about value plays. Your favorites were ETN, Pearsall, Rome. Mine were Mac Jones, Pearsall, and any cheap tight end under 4K. Both of our priority spend ups are Lamb, McCaffrey. Our biggest fades are basically the Dolphins. Scary, but God, does it feel like one thread and that whole thing's going to unravel? Did you hear there was like a quote from one of the guys, I think it's to Bradley Chubb, about like saying that the defense was freelancing and stuff or something?
No, I missed that.
Oh my God. I mean, just unreal. And the rest of the stuff, check out the Substack, but I just wanted to give you a preview of what all we cover in the Substack. Let's build a shell lineup. And then we'll move over to the Underdog streets because we're hitting it all. DFS, Underdog, then Thursday Night Football props. So GAB says conditioning is number 1 in soccer. Get those boys running 25-yard sprints over and over. So Mike Rob appreciates it. Are we sneaking in Scatabo this week? So here's what I'm going to do, Mike. I'm going to do one like $5 lineup every week where it's just like my best ball guys. And then that way, when Scott already won the, Angry Run Scepter, Kyle Brandt presented it to him yesterday. I've liked and retweeted every video. I'm an absolute psychopath. It's insane. So when, not if Scatabo hits, I'll at least have a lineup and it'll be with all my guys. And if it happens to be a week that all my guys hit, then, it's going to be fun. So that's how I'm going to handle it. But once I get any inkling that he's going to get more, and I think getting the Angry Run Scepter should be an inkling. And, oh, by the way, Tyrone Tracy's 2.3 yards per carry or whatever, that was terrible. He stinks.
Oh my.
So, yeah, I'll sprinkle it in, Mike. I'm going to be doing my best ball DFS lineup every week to cover me until I can really start hammering Scatabo. How about you, Steve? Are you playing Scatabo this week?
No.
Big mistake. Favorite movie, Pretty Woman. Big mistake. Huge. All right, let's build a shell. We could build 2 different ones. One like paying up for. How about we do 2 different versions? And we'll make this quick. We've already talked about, our favorite expensive plays, cheap plays, fades, stacks, all the things. So let's build one with like a big old Cincy Jacksonville stack and how we could still make that work. And then one where maybe we just throw in a piece or 2 of that and we're not stacking those quarterbacks. So do you want to do one with like a Burrow stack?
Sure.
First? Okay. I just spit. Okay. So let's start Burrow Chase. Do you want to double stack it with Higgins or not?
No, I don't think we need double stack, but
okay.
let's bring it back.
Yeah. Okay, do we bring it back with anything else, like just being like, oh, this game, like an ETN or Strange or Chase or,
Um,
something like that.
let's do ETN because that is a little bit of a savings for some other running backs.
All right. Yeah. Because ETN is down at 57. I'm just going to plug in a cheap defense. I liked your call in the survey about the Patriots.
Yeah.
Especially on non-May lineups. All right. Where did you want to go? Did you want to put?
Let's do a cheap tight end. Doesn't have to be Strange.
I mean, I do think
one of the
Strange
cheaper
is a
ones.
really, really, really good play, but who would be another one?
Can you highlight by tight end?
Yep. Sorry, I didn't realize I didn't have. What about Ferguson?
I was just going to say, I like Ferguson.
It's got to be probably low owned.
And Juwan Johnson is also another like cheap tight end.
Yeah, I like either, quite honestly. So do you want me, which one do you want me to put in for
Let's
right
start
now?
with Ferguson.
Okay. And then I just want to find out, can you still play like a Chalk McCaffrey? You can. So, well, I mean, that is the question, right? I mean, so our shell is Burrow, ETN, McCaffrey, Chase, BTJ, Ferguson, Patriots defense leaves you 4.4K. So
put in, and then to leave it blank, put in like Rome Odunze to see, because
that'll take you down. I mean,
4,000. So that's right on the cusp.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be harder to get McCaffrey into like when
you
you're
might have to go lower at tight end and get like a 3,300 tight end. They're not as strong this week, but
I was going to say, I'm not playing like Tonjes or whatever.
No, but I think Okonkwo is fine.
It's burning my britches, Steve. I don't know. I sounded like 100 saying that. Why are they splitting I was, go diving deep at the usage and everything. And we knew this was a possibility, but I just didn't think Fant would hurt Gesicki that much. But it's basically like they are all running like, 30% routes or something like that. Yeah. That's stupid. Get Gesicki most of the routes. It's making me annoyed. I mean, I want to play Odunze, Gesicki, and then 4,400. Is that it's still probably gross?
There's a couple guys here.
Who?
No, go to just sort by receiver. There's no running back. So like
you could double tight end it. If you were in a small field, I will say small field 22. Oh, Tillman, you could do
Tillman, Douglas, Palmer. These guys all got targets. I mean, I wouldn't do Wandale, but he did get a ton of targets. Like you're just looking for targets.
Steve, GAB Sports might be your best friend. Juju's a sneaky 4K. Steve, if Mike Rob's still listening, I mean, Steve's like bingo night, whatever you joke around about Steve, like liking the olds, attracting the old ladies at bingo night. It continues in DFS. And he called Juju and I played him and I cashed on the Juju prop the other night. So thank you, Steve, for that. Okay, so we covered the Scattaboo. GAB says not playing Scattaboo, but I believe Tootin's in play. See, I think Tootin and Scattaboo are the same thing right now. Like there's someone ahead of them. Yeah. And I quite honestly think who's ahead of Scattaboo is much worse than who's ahead of Tootin. ETN looked awesome. Tracy looked like ass.
But I mean, Tootin got a big bump with Bigsby gain trade away.
I understand, but they're both the RB2.
Yeah.
So that's just my opinion on that. But I'm not saying you should play Tootin or Scattaboo this week. I think like either of them could have a week. I think personally Scattaboo will, but I could be brainwashed because of my shares. But and then he got the scepter already. Got an angry run on his first.
You need Scattaboo's offensive line not to tackle him. That's what we need.
Well, that guy literally tackled him. I watched it back and I was like, what was that? So yeah, Juju at 4K, not bad. Steve's heat check on Lockett. There's another oldie.
Not feeling good.
Yeah, Steve, I told you the whole time. And Steve, I'm a little nervous. You have gone 3 years in a row of calling the guy that was drafted too much. No, this guy wasn't drafted too early, but was drafted too often, had too high expectations with, who was the crappy Tennessee guy 2 years ago? Traylon Burks. And then you said Leggett last year. And then you said it's going to be Alec Manor. I can't say his name. Alec Iomanor.
Alec Iomanor.
Yeah. You said he was going to be the one this year, and everybody's like, people are calling him 2023 Puka. What?
Yeah, good luck with that.
Now, I love some of Scott Barrett and some of the people that have. I'm not like calling them out because I think Scott Barrett and Fantasy Points and some of the people I've mentioned are like super sharp people. That's why I was like almost fell over.
Yeah.
So you still think, even though he's running as like the wide receiver 2, the X, you still think he is a little too raw to like make a massive impact. Like he might have a couple of spike week games.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, okay. So yeah, Steve, do you already have regrets on Lockett? I mean,
I mean,
how many routes did he run on? He's getting all the slot routes, right?
He only got one target. Yeah.
So he's running all the slot routes, but he only got one target. Yeah. Big goose egg though. And Adam Thielen got a goose egg. Steve, do you feel like you're down bad or are you okay?
It wasn't good. Thielen dropping that one. And, you know, it's also McCarthy needs to throw more than 20 times.
Yeah. No, that game was weird. Fair question though, Paul. GAB says Steve and I are cut from the same cloth. Okay. So let me reread this shell lineup. Burrow, Etienne, McCaffrey, Chase, BTJ, Rome. I put it in Gesicki because I want to make it happen. And Patriots defense, leaving a blank spot open. Let's build another shell lineup where we're not like overstacking that game. Maybe we just throw a piece in from that game. Do you want to stack up May, or how do you want to approach this? Or did you want to try to do like a Dak or May, a cheap Mac Jones? What do you want to go with?
Let's do Dak, but I don't want to do Neighbors.
Okay.
I just think if Dallas has the same game plan that they did against the Eagles, they absolutely shut down AJ Brown and Devonta Smith. Like, I just don't think they're going to let Neighbors beat them.
Yeah. Do you want to go ahead and double stack this with Ferguson? He's so cheap.
Yeah, let's do Ferg. I think Ferg's a way better play than Pickens. We saw Ferg get a lot of targets from Dak last week.
All right, I'm just putting the cheap Patriots as a cheap defense. Okay. Now this one, can I just show you an example of what you can do when you don't spend up for, well, it's still a big stack, but it doesn't have like a massive run back. So by not doing Neighbors and by not doing Pickens and doing like a Dak, Lamb, Ferguson, can I just show you what you can do? Watch this.
Yeah.
Watch me cook. Hold on.
Boy.
Wait, it's good. Ooh, it was a little too much. Okay. We're going to make one of those cheaper. Damn it. I want to get Henry. Okay. So I tried to play McCaffrey. If you can't see, I've tried to play McCaffrey, Henry, and Connor. Let's just put McCaffrey, Connor. So if you have Dak, McCaffrey, Connor, Lamb, Ferguson, Patriots defense, 3 spots, 5,200, that's more than enough to do it. Any other running backs that you like in that third spot, or would this be one where then you just...
I'd probably do more receivers.
Okay. I mean, there are so many good ones, honestly. And we talked about a numerous in the like 5.3 and below. So
yeah, exactly.
Maybe here you do like a Travis Hunter getting a piece of that game or something. You know, a Hollywood Brown, you do those two and you still have 5,200 for your flex. We're just showing examples.
I probably would. My take would be like do Ricky Pearsall and maybe like Steph Diggs.
I'm not going to fill out the whole lineup. So, yeah. So you don't mind doing Pearsall and McCaffrey without.
No, they're the offense. I mean, I don't think Jake Tonjes and.
No, I'm not talking Jake Tonjes. Jesus, I'm talking about without Mac Jones.
Yeah, but I don't think Mac Jones means anything to them because.
Well, this is what, can I show you what Mac Jones does? We're going to give a third example. So here's the shell lineup: Dak, Connor, McCaffrey, Lamb, Diggs, Pearsall, Ferguson, Patriots, 1 blank spot, 5,300. I like that, but watch this. Since we already have McCaffrey and Pearsall, you do this and you do Mac Jones and you save 5,800. Now you could go 7,800 and now you can do, no, you still can't do that, but you could do like, why did I put Barkley in? I meant to put Henry in. So I went back to my original thing. And then if you wanted to do like a cheaper defense or something like that, you could do Juju. No, if you wanted to do a cheaper defense or not do Henry and do like a, getting that game and getting Chase Brown or something like that.
Yeah.
Kyron Williams, Breece Hall, something like that. Or another, receiver in that mid, like a Higgins or something along those lines. Well, then you like if I take Henry out and do Higgins and just get like one piece of that high total game, well, then you still have 6,100. Mac Jones, James Conner, Christian McCaffrey, Lamb, Higgins, Pearsall, Ferguson. And then you could even take this down to you could even do a skinny stack, Higgins, Strange. Ooh, what do you think of that, Steve? I like it. Watch me cook.
I'm watching.
It's good. I mean, this is good. This is,
I'll probably have a couple of Mac Jones lineups. I just don't think like having McCaffrey and Pearsall does not automatically if you're having Higgins and Chase, you need Burrow, if you're doing even like BTJ and Hunter.
I know, but it's just the price per dollar. It's just the price per dollar play. Like sure. Again, yeah, I think you can play McCaffrey, Pearsall without Mac Jones, but I'm just saying when you play it with Mac Jones, if he points per dollar scores anywhere close to like the Dak range or anything like Drake May range, then being able to get Connor and McCaffrey, I mean, then you have to hit on your studs. Like then if you do get Connor, McCaffrey, Higgins, Lamb, and they're hitting too, and it's just allowing you to get more than what you'd get with the other stack.
No, I get it. I think I would be very. It's going to be obviously very highly owned also. So it's, and as we talked about, there's just so many top quarterbacks that, him hitting 5 times his value and getting 20 points. If Lamar gets 35, it's not worth it. Like you're probably not making up those 15 points.
I didn't know what GV Sports meant when he said we're cut from the same cloth. He said Golden Girls are the apple of my eye. I like him crazy feeling eyesight in ARP. At first I was like, what is he talking? And then I got the whole the bingo night joke and everything. Oh my God, I'm dying. GAB likes bingo night ladies too. Good to know how to distract him if he's in my lobbies. Oh my God. I'm dying at this comment, JV. I'm dying. Oh my God. That's hysterical. Okay. Adam Thielen did catch a ball in the end zone. Top 5 exposure for me. He's top 5 he's up there for me too. Wait, he didn't catch the ball.
He caught the 2-point conversion.
Oh, that's right. Watch Meg cook and she burned the bread going over the salary. I was like, watch me cook. Oh yeah, that doesn't work. Definitely need Stephen GV to remake Wedding Crashers at the Senior Center. Oh my God, I am dying. Okay, we're moving on. We are moving on, but I will just read my shell lineup once again. I'm going to have to go back and recreate this magic of Mac Jones, James Conner, Christian McCaffrey, Lamb, Higgins, Pearsall, Strange, Patriots defense. Thank me later. But actually, I'm going to just be doing a crap ton of Drake May lineups. So, Steve, could you bring over Underdog and we will switch to the Underdog streets?
Yep.
Oh my God, Rudy's losing his mind. Why is he?
All right.
Just let him out. Right. Yes. If anybody would like to join us in the Underdog Battle Royale streets, we talked about our favorite plays, Early Look Monday. Obviously, our favorite plays from talking about it here today. We can talk about as we get into drafts, like some scroll down. I've done a lot of drafts. I'm liking it. I basically like getting picks 1 through 4, 5 and 6. I get angry. So I just want to put that out in the universe. Hope we get picks 1 through 4. Okay, go ahead.
I'm gonna count it down. I'm gonna be entering in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Enter.
I'm still dying at this comment, Steve. This is absolutely hysterical. Steve GAV need a remake of Wedding Crashers at the Senior Center. Oh my God. Mike Robb, that was a classic cut. Watch Meg cook and burn the bread going over the salary.
We got Mike and Legion in here with us. We got the 6th pick.
I love it.
We got the 6th pick though, Meg.
Oh. All right. I'm going to go take care of the dog. You do this draft. This sucks. I hate my drafts at the 6th pick. I don't like it. What do you do? Sometimes I do Lamar.
Yeah, sometimes I do quarterback. A lot of times will take Trey McBride because I do think the difference in McBride and the rest of the tight ends is so massive.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, it's true though. No Kittle, no.
I know.
McCord is fine, but the rest of these tight ends suck. So that I think taking advantage of just getting the best player to position can be good.
I'm putting a link in the chat. I mentioned the tunnel. It is Tunnel to Towers Foundation. They give back to first responders. So if I have a week this week, anything over 500 on any platform, sports betting, Underdog, daily fantasy, I'm going to be giving 10% of my winnings back to Tunnel to Towers in honor of 9/11 and remembering. So I just wanted to put that link since I talked about that earlier. Yeah, I do need to do more Pook at the 1-2 turn. Yeah, that's a good point, JB. So what do you want to do here?
Well, I doubt we get Lamb. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think McBride should be one of these picks, and then I'm open to either going one of the quarterbacks, Chase Brown, Brian Thomas, or Puka.
I mean, I haven't done a lot of Puka if you want to do that. Or if you want to do a Lamar build, Lamar or Puka.
Okay, let's do Lamar.
I just feel like I don't know. You know me, I do buy into narratives too much. I just feel like Josh Allen after that win, and I just feel like that could be a slow pace slog game, tons of running, and yeah, I mean, so could this game, by the way, too. But I'd rather go Lamar than Allen this week, I guess, is my long way of saying. After that, Lamar's got to be pissed. Allen has to be just emotionally exhausted. Maybe I buy way too much in the narrative. So.
Yeah, and the rankings that you see, I've mixed them around because I've been doing like the Wildcats a lot of times on autopilot. So I changed the rankings.
Okay, you do throw in your rank. Okay, I didn't realize that.
Yeah. So I just entered 3 Wildcats before we jumped on stream today. I just totally autoed them.
Oh, you did?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think you were an auto drafter ever.
Only for this, not like 18 round formats, like for a 1 week thing. Yeah.
Have you liked the way the autos with your rankings turn out? Because
I've never
done that.
Sometimes I'll enter 5 at a time and just be managing it from one screen, and then I have my ranks in case I miss a pick.
Yeah. Okay. And so you've been fine. You've been overall happy with the way those contests.
Yeah, like yesterday I probably did 20 drafts doing that, entering in batches of 5.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've never done that.
And then some I auto, some I try and manage with multiple drafts going at once.
Okay, so we're coming back up at 18, 19.
So yeah, just running back receiver now, obviously.
Yeah.
I don't want to chain.
No. It could burn me. I said that on this show, the morning show today. He's my big fade. He looks to be really high owned. It could burn me. I mean, Patriots defense is one to attack. It's not like they couldn't put point, but they just look so fragile. I personally am going to fade him. And hope.
I actually put him. I have a couple shares, but I put him out of draftable range right now.
Yeah.
For my ranks. Do you want to go?
I still like Neighbors in this.
I mean, Neighbors is fine. It's just not a priority. Woody, I don't
know. I mean, I know I still love Jonathan Taylor's usage. I know it's a tough matchup, but I'd be fine with Taylor over Kyron. But I think
I'd go Kyron.
That's fine. You can. That's okay.
I have Taylor ranked higher, but
I know you have him a lot of spots higher. Don't you think that should speak?
Yeah, but again, some of that is because I wasn't getting as much Taylor, so I bumped him up.
All right. All right. So 1-1. So what numbers will we be back up at?
30 and 31. So, I mean, running backs, not that I think Jonathan Taylor will be there, but Taylor, Cook, Breece Hall, ETN, I think are all fine plays.
I think queuing Breece Hall, ETN. Is Connor gone? No.
Yeah, Connor just went.
Oh, Connor's gone. Yeah.
Legion took them.
Let's go to the board real quick and see what everybody else is doing.
Okay.
So
Legion went Barkley, Josh Allen, Flowers, Connor.
nice.
Mike went Henry, Chase Brown, Harrison, Amon
I like
Ra.
that. Yeah, I like both. I think I've done that start with Henry, Chase Brown. That feels good. But I don't mind this range too with like the ETN. Brees Hall just went. Tyler Warren. I've been taking Tyler Warren.
Kamara's still in play.
Yeah.
Cook. I mean, Jonathan Taylor could be there.
If Jonathan Taylor falls all the way back here, then that's definitely a no-brainer for me.
So we know Mike's already got 2 running backs. Legion's already got 2 running backs, so they can't take another one.
Yeah.
And so is artillery. So only one more running back's going off the board, and they didn't even take one.
Took that dust ball, running into his own teammates.
You want Taylor over ETN?
Yeah, I mean, it's a guy that's like ETN, great matchup, but the game script could get out of control too. So yeah, I'm gonna go Taylor. I'll go Taylor. You pick Kyron, and Taylor could fall all the way back to us. So
you want Ricky?
Yes.
Well, Legion or artillery could take him.
That's true. I like the tight ends that Mike and Legion took. Fannin, Laporta. That's fun. All right.
So JT and Ricky.
I love it.
See, 6 spot is fun.
Let's fire up another one. See if we can get a better pick number. But we appreciate you, Mike and Legion, for jumping in that one. Why don't you read their teams real quick too?
Oh,
full team.
Okay.
Are you out of there?
Yeah, I was going to fire up another one.
I died at Mike's comment during the thing yesterday when he said he just pictures you watching all the games and pointing like the Leonardo DiCaprio at all your best ball shares. That was a classic content. Was that in their show last night?
Yeah. Why isn't it letting me bring up the whole draft?
Oh, do you have to go to the grid? Is the grid not available?
No, it's not showing. Let me refresh. Maybe it wasn't done yet. Oh, that's not even the right one. That's Henry McBride.
Yeah, it must not be completed yet. There
we go.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. They still can't bring up the whole board. I don't know what's going on, but we'll just get in another draft.
Yeah, that's fine. No, I liked both. I could tell I liked both their teams as well. Good luck to Mike and Legion in those drafts. Appreciate you joining us. We're jumping in another one if you guys want to join us again.
All right, counting down. We'll be entering in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Enter. And 2 more spots.
Excuse me. I need a nap before the game. I did not get enough sleep last night. I was up late studying. All right, so here's Paul's team. Allen, Saquon, Connor, Zay, Judy, Laporta. I like that. I like that, Paul. Very nice. Okay, and so I don't know who this is, but doesn't show the draft board for these. Good to know. Good to know. Oh my God, did we get the 6th spot again?
We did.
Just fire up another one.
we got JB, Young Mullah, and Mike back in this one.
All right, good to see you guys. I just I don't like it.
All right, we'll do something different this time.
Oh. You should have seen me when I was getting the 5 or 6 spot. I would just fire up another draft and pay more attention to that. Right?
Oh boy. Oh my.
I realize some of my behaviors are not normal, but
some.
So what do you want to do different? No, the top 4 are the picks that I love.
Yeah.
I've done all sorts of different McBride Lamar stacks. I've done some Saquon. I've done some Gibbs. I've done I haven't done Allen yet. But
Yeah, I have very little Gibbs, and I bumped him down to like totally not get him in these last couple drafts. But I'll probably bump him back up more mid-tier. I do think he's overpriced.
Yeah. We could do like Gibbs, Puka or something like that.
I was going to say like Puka, Chase Brown or something like that.
Yeah, I guess. Depressed. I don't like it. I always want to draft with you, Mike. Always want to draft with you. I hate getting the 5th and 6th spot. It keeps happening. It was happening my last few too. I finally got like my last one. I think I got the 3 or 4, and I was like, okay, now I can be done for the day. Like I wouldn't end on a 5 or 6 spot. So we might have to run another one, Steve.
Oh my. Well, the good news is we talked about beforehand. There's not much to talk about props for tonight. So
no, and we will bring that over. But basically our, thesis on this is this game is going to, we think, go under. And the Patriots the Packers just spread it out so much, and Josh Jacobs' line. Yeah, you can run on Washington, but the line is so high.
Do you want to go Puka?
Yeah, let's mix it up.
Do you want to do Saquon?
Unless you want to do Barkley. Let's do Puka Barkley. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, also Mike got his guy Henry, very nice. Young Moolah got Lamb, nice.
Yeah,
must be nice to be in the top 4.
Barkley's doesn't have the greatest matchup, but he's still just so involved, and any game he could get 2 touchdowns.
Exactly. Yeah. Did you see Gritty in the comments? Did his 2-tud special in the comments last night?
Yeah.
Henry, CMC, and Barkley, which, those would, I might do that. And then I might do Henry, CMC. I might just do Henry, CMC. And then I might do Henry, CMC, Connor, and like round robin the ones with 3 or something like that. But the Gritty 2-touchdown special is a thing of legends for week 1. What do you got? Quentin Johnston on Friday night? That's wild.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we'll be back up at like 18, 19?
Yeah.
I'm really drawing in the viewers with, there we go. With my yawning. Sorry, I apologize. Yeah, do you kind of feel like this game tonight? I just feel like it could be kind of, I don't know. I saw one of the articles that I read, like the like game breakdown on, can't remember if it was Sharp Football or Evan Silva. I think it was Sharp Football. Rich Rebar, I love his, just breakdowns, positional breakdowns, matchups. He said that he thinks it could have some spice to it, some back and forth potential. I don't know. Maybe I'm just so worried about like Micah Parsons and the Packers defense and what they did last week and that kind of stuff. But I don't know. I don't see the over, but hey, I didn't see the over in the Jets Steelers game either. And it doubled doubled the total pretty much.
Yeah. Almost both teams hit the over.
Yeah. Individually. Yeah, exactly. So what do you want to do here?
I think JSN, okay, he's gone.
Good
ASB,
pick, Mike.
I mean, I don't love the Hurts Barkley combo.
Yeah, I don't love that either.
Okay.
You want to pull up Marvin Harrison?
Yeah.
I don't know what else I really love in this range.
Could do Higgins.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do Higgins. Let's do Higgins, Burrow. Oops. Yeah, pull up Higgins.
Burrow's gone. Shit.
Oh, okay. Well, still do Higgins. It's fine.
All right. What do you want to do with the other pick?
This is why I hate this. I know the spots and I like this 1 through 4 better on everything that comes back too. Pull up Tyler Warren.
No. Do you want to do like James Cook, Jonathan Taylor, Kyron?
Let's do Jonathan Taylor again.
Okay.
If you won't let me have Warren, then I'm going to make you take Jonathan Taylor again. He had like 90% usage before like they were started to play the backups or whatever.
Yeah. No, I mean that is fair. I mean, so did
Good to see
Kyron,
him getting
obviously.
targets too.
Yeah, no, that part is very fair. He had three targets, 3 catches, and I think he had 14 or 15 catches all last season.
JP said, love the geriatrics this week. I was going to comment when he drafted Kelsey. I was like, good Lord, you do like the olds. Holy cow. All right. Good to see. Mike Robb says getting all the Henry. So hopefully Terrence and JB are listening and not watching. Oh, that's right. They said earlier they were fading them. But yeah, JB, when I saw you draft Kelsey, I was like, oh, wow, he's not joking around about the olds. Or not sure the name on this, but lurker here, not much of a chatter, but watch a little of you all during best ball streamer summer. Loved all your best ball content. Good luck to you best ball streamers this year. Thank you. That's very nice. We really appreciate that. Truly do appreciate you coming and chatting. Come in and chat anytime. We're going to have DFS, Underdog Battle Royales, NFL betting content literally 6 days a week here on the Fanspeak network. So if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and we really appreciate you joining and chatting. Come chat with us anytime. I don't know. I had an accent on that one.
I appreciate that. A couple things we could do with tight end, quarterback coming up. We could do like a Dak Ferg combo.
Yes. Oh, wait. Do we just have, or we could do Drake May Henry? I mean, Tyler Warren had a big game. I mean, either one. I mean, Dak Ferg is going to project better. Drake May Henry's going to be lower. Right? I mean, that's pretty much what it comes down to. But I think, please, Drake May, don't let me down this year. Please, please, please have a good week. Please don't let me down this year.
Oh my!
Those would be my 2 stats. I've done both of this. I've done both.
Essentially project the same because Henry outprojects Ferg and Dak outprojects May.
Huh. Okay. Your choice then. I've done both. I've literally done these kind of lineups with Dak Ferguson and May Henry. I've done both of this at the 5 and 6 spot before.
I think I have less Dak.
Yeah. Do whatever you have less of. Yeah. So you've taken more May Henry?
Yeah. I don't know about Henry, but I definitely have less Dak than May.
Your lips to God's ears, Tim. Good Lord. I hope Drake bounces. But Tim D, he's one of our loyal chatters, subscribers. Appreciate you. Patriots fan. I hope for your fandom, our best ball shares, my DFS shares and bets this week, and our Underdog Battle Royales that he will bounce back. McOffense takes a lot of time. Okay, so that's what I'm nervous about. Do you think it's going to take like half the season? How much time are we talking here? I don't have that much time. We only have 17 weeks.
Oh my!
So you think bounce back this week, Tim, as a Pats fan against the Dolphins? That's what we're hoping for. That's what we're rooting for. All right, Steve, I'm going to bring a few.
So let me just read off Young Mullen.
Yes,
and
please.
Mike's team.
Thank you.
JB did Lamb, Chase Brown, Kelsey, Neighbors, Fields, Garrett Wilson. Mike did Henry, Allen, JSN, Kyron Williams, AJ Brown, Tyler Warren. So,
I'm sorry. Can you read this one more time? I actually was looking. I was trying to pull over the FanDuel. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh my. JB was Lamb, Chase Brown, Kelsey, Neighbors, Fields, Garrett Wilson. Mike was Henry, Allen, JSN, Kyron Williams, AJ Brown, and Tyler Warren.
I like it. I like it, guys. Thank you both for joining us. Always joining us here on the show and chatting with us, but joining us in those drafts. We really, truly appreciate it. I'm going to bring over, first, I just want to show you this one. Again, we used to do like friends with, I do Friends of Basketball every Friday in the summer, and I was doing betting with friends, and we'd do like a friendly wager. And last year I tried to get Tunnels. It's Tunnel to Towers Foundation. In remembrance of 9/11, Tunnel to Towers delivers mortgage-free homes to the families of our nation's fallen first responders. So it's giving back to first responders. Definitely a big fan of this charity. So if I do well, root me on, because if I do well this week, I will donate 10% of my winnings, anything over 500. Let's go, Meg. Do you believe in me, Steve? Do you think I'll win more than 500 this week?
I do.
Okay, that's good. I appreciate that. All right, I'm bringing over the sports book. I changed the little header there. We're talking TNF props and parlays. We don't really love this game, but we're still going to talk about it. Classic thing. GAB says my first solo RB team this week had to go against the room YOLO season. Hey, it's good to I talk about in DFS, but I think it's also good in Underdog. Mix the builds, flip the builds, where you're spending and everything. So I think that makes a ton of sense. And yes, Tim does think Drake can run. He should be able to come back quick. Lots of upside, especially against the Dolphins. He's thinking of a bounce back this week too. So I'm very much on Drake May in the DFS Underdog betting streets. I hope he comes through for us. And, for those best ball shares, oh, you're bound to win this meet with a selfless spirit. Thank you. I appreciate you, GAB. Yeah, no, do want to be able to give back to good charities like that when we have some good luck and good fortunes in the Degen space. So obviously our Washington team versus the Green Bay Packers. Sorry, I'm old. Commanders sounds so stupid. So Washington versus Green Bay at Green Bay. The line is -3 on FanDuel. Different line. You could be slight lines. I thought it was 3.5 earlier. So -3 currently. What's that?
I think it was.
Yeah. So it has come towards the Washington side because I believe it was -3 this morning, or excuse me, -3.5. So -3 over under is set at 48.5 here, though juiced to the over. So I'm the most shocked about that because the way you and I both see this game going is close game. Likely Packers win. We obviously hope Washington wins, but like a lower scoring kind of slugfest, potentially a lot of field goals. Anything else to add on that? I know you and I have talked about it a good bit behind the scenes. So
yeah, and yeah, sure, maybe it was just a 1 week blip, and obviously Washington, get some guys more involved, but they honestly didn't play a great game against the Giants. They left a lot of points on the field. For how bad the Giants looked. And Washington had like 12 penalties, so they killed themselves a couple times. So, and while the Packers dominated the Lions, it's not like they, put up 40 points. Like they, just were fine keeping the scoring relatively low. So, yeah, the over shocks me. Like I said, if I was, but I don't think I will bet it. If I was going to bet it, I'd bet the under. Maybe I'll throw in a bet later tonight if it doesn't move. But yeah,
it's juiced to the over too.
Yeah, I'd be shocked if it goes over.
Yeah. So, anything can happen. Obviously, Jets, Steelers almost doubled their total, but we see it going under. We see it close. Unfortunately, I do think Packers will win, but of course, hoping Washington can pull it out. We sent our official prop parlay to the Substack subscribers today. We do that for every island game every Saturday for the Sunday slate. So you're getting our bets literally 4 days a week. But it's a old faithful on the Fanspeak network, but that's on the Substack. Check that out. And we did another low lines parlay. If one of these damn low lines parlays don't hit soon, I'm going to lose my mind. So hopefully that hits. That's all on the Substack. Let's have some fun. Steve, talk touchdowns. If you had to bet, someone gave you $100, say you only get to bet one touchdown, but it can't be Josh Jacobs. Who would you bet? Because he's juiced at -220.
That's honestly tough. I think there might only be 3 total touchdowns in this game.
Right.
I think a single touchdown, I think I got to go Debo because he could get it running. He could get it receiving.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's fair. I think that's fair. Debo is plus 175. So I definitely like the price there. I think honestly, from the Washington side, it's almost a little more tempting because, Green Bay is just so spread out. And that's why Josh Jacobs is so juiced at -120, obviously gets plenty of rushing touchdowns, did last season, got one week 1. But, the passing game is so spread out. Jaden Reed, Tucker Kraft, Romeo Doubs, Matthew Golden, Wicks, I understand that's unlikely, but it's really, really tough. And the prices I think are fairly priced and everything, but I don't like trying to play whack-a-mole on that. Cause there's no good reads on even like red zone target share or anything like that as you get for other teams where you can at least say, okay, well the red zone target share on this person is this much higher. So I just Green Bay are the types of teams that drive me nuts on the island games because they're so spread out. So I don't love that. So I would honestly probably say, any of the top Washington running, if you think Jaden runs one in, if you think it's Terry or Debo, or if you think JCM,
I wouldn't do Terry given the matchup and how little he played. It's a short week.
Yeah.
3 weeks from now, Terry is probably totally fine, but
right.
On a short week, I'd be shocked. And the other Washington player I'd take is Zach Ertz. His red zone usage.
His red zone
last year is incredible. And then we just saw Sam Laporta.
Yeah.
He was the one guy that the Packers struggled against.
Yeah, that's a great call out on Zach Ertz. He, talk about guys who you do target in the red zone. He is one of them, has great red zone target percentage. So got in the end zone last week, plus 270. So, I actually really, really like that a lot. I don't think I'll be betting much of the touchdown props today because, again, I don't think a ton of touchdowns are going to be scored. But if you wanted to put, two together, again, it's just Josh Jacobs is the most likely. I have no idea on other Packers touchdowns, but I don't mind the Debo call out at plus 170 or the Zach Ertz call out at plus 280.
I think on the Packers, Tucker Kraft is fine.
Yeah. He's another price point that makes sense, plus 220 for an anytime. Let's just have some fun. I already put in some fun first touchdowns. I did some of the either player to have a first touchdown where you get, you have some edges there. And so it's plus 220 for like I think I did Josh Jacobs, Debo Samuel, or maybe I did Josh Jacobs, Jaden Daniels. So at least you're getting plus money, but you're not getting anything exciting there. But so say you can't play Josh Jacobs again, first touchdown, let's each pick a fun one. Who are you going?
First touchdown, I will go Zach Ertz.
Okay, there you go. So 18-1. I don't even know if I put that one in yet. I put a couple, maybe I did. I put a couple in. I definitely put a couple of those either or, and then I put like a couple singles, and I can't remember if I did Ertz now, but now that makes me want to. I'm going to go Romeo Doubs he runs the most routes. So if you're out there the most, I'm going to give you a chance there at 12-1, but taking the other side again, we're saying if you can't bet, Josh Jacobs, which is obviously just 3-1, which makes sense. So props, Steve, we're moving on to props, covered touchdowns, first touchdowns, props. What is your favorite prop in this game?
Well, he was cleared on the injury report, so I'm going to go Eckler receiving.
Yep, that's the Fanspeak special.
I was worried with the injury pop.
What was the injury, Steve?
I can't remember. I'd have to look it up.
Okay,
sounds like he's good to go.
Yeah, Eckler 25 plus is a Fanspeak staple. Mikey even put in the comments of our Substack, which I haven't even had a chance to answer him yet, but that was hysterical because he knows us well. He's not wrong. And but you know what? It gets there a lot, and especially if you're playing in a negative game script. I really, really like this. He's he got way more of the obviously the routes and passing plays than Bill. So of the snaps that Bill had, it was much more of the rushing plays. So Eckler is running way more routes, and it is likely to, I think, have 5 targets or more in this game. So 4 to 5 targets are. I like Eckler receiving line, whether you want to go receptions or yards, but we like the yards at 25, and you get even more. Plus odds at 30 is plus 136. So I like that. Other one I'm going to throw out. He only had 1 rush for like 19 yards, but I think they're going to do it at least one time a game. Hopefully, maybe sometimes 2. You can get Debo all 5 plus rushing yards plus 102. So, you basically are saying, okay, he's going to at least get 1 and get it for more than that. And maybe if he gets 2, then you're, hopefully definitely can clear that. If for some reason they just don't run him, then you're obviously not going to get that. Or if they run him only once and he doesn't get the 5, then, but I do think that's a fun one. I really don't love the passing. Jordan Love hasn't gone over his line in dating back to last year, like for a long time. And I know I usually don't mind targeting the Washington defense, but I don't know. There's just no other lines that like I'm in love with. I do not love this game, again, because of the nature of how we think scoring is going to go. Packers spread it out so much. Even Washington spreads it out to a certain extent. I guess I don't mind Debo, like 50 yards or 5 receptions, 60 yards. I think you get plus money. Would you touch anything with Debo? Plus 50, minus 113, 60.
Debo's fine, but honestly, I think Ertz is the better play.
Okay. What do you, so he is 40 yards plus 124. So you like him. I mean, he didn't come close to that last week, but you think in this matchup, just like they let Laporta get a good bit?
Yeah. I mean, I think his line is like 35.5. So I'm fine doing it just at his line. Because I think that's where the even money's at. But but 40 is fine. I think
32 if I go to receiving, like somewhere in around like 30. Yeah, he's sorry, I obviously clicked it too much. 34.5 actually. Yeah. I think it's come up.
And that's about it, because I think I was surprised Tucker Kraft's line was as high as it was.
Yeah, he's 41.5. Yeah.
I mean, I know last year he was trouncing that, but this, week one, Luke Musgrave played a little bit, and Kraft's still the top tight end, but that's unfortunate.
Yeah, I don't like passing TDs. I don't like passing yards. I think, I love Josh Jacobs in the matchup, but his line's around 80.
What I will say is, if you are going to take a shot at the receivers, I'd probably go Reed or Golden, just because they are so explosive.
I think Golden's banged up.
Yeah, but I think he's good to go.
Okay.
But
Golden's line's 34.5. Reed is, I mean, it just worries me. They're both 38.5. So
yeah, they're only going to probably get 5-6 targets, unfortunately. But
I like Dubs a little more. Just he's running the most routes out there. I understand Reed can get more targets.
But I mean, Dubs could end up with more targets, but Reed is going to get like ball in space, like the ability to pick up yak.
Yeah.
Same with Golden. Like Golden can be a deep shot guy. Like Dubs is just going to, he could get a lot of like 5-yard, 6-yard catches,
Last week, it was just 2 long ones. I think it was like 2 for 60 some or something like that.
Yeah.
So the Packers are weird. I have like been burned so much by betting Packers, like, receiving props, or like liking Josh Jacobs, but just like he'll get 70, but he's not going to get his line at 80, stuff like that. So I don't love it. What about Bill? Would you touch 50 plus? Or even, it's come down. It's getting, the under must be getting hit, because it's come down since I looked earlier today.
I think 40 is fine, but he did, like, everything went right, and he did good, and he broke off that big run, but the Packers defense is so good. They bottled up Gibbs and Monty.
Yeah.
And sure, you can say, the offensive line is missing, whatever. They still bottled up Gibbs and Monty last week.
Yeah. Okay. So basically the summary is we like, Eckler 25 plus receiving. Maybe if you want to sprinkle on Debo 5+ rushing. Steve likes Ertz 40 plus receiving. We don't like a whole lot else. We don't love this game as far as props, touchdowns. So we're not going to build a show parlay, because quite honestly, I'm just hoping our low lines parlay hits in the Substack. But we got a couple of predictions in chat. Let me hit that up again. Tim, first of all, says, shout out to Fanspeak Ranks. Excellent start to the season. We love to hear that, Tim. Awesome. Josh Allen, massive first game. Strong running backs. It was great advice. Thank you. GAB says, Jaden's special player. I think he rolls into Lambeau, puts on a show like he did in Detroit in the postseason. The kid is him. So hope so for our fandom. He predicts, so he's going high. He predicts Commanders 27, Packers 24. All right, let's give a fun score prediction. I'm going to say, I'll do what our dad does. He goes negative. So I'll channel Willie. Willie pops in the best ball streets. Our mom, Deborah's, is very positive. Our dad's negative. I'm a lot more like our dad. So I'm going to say Packers 23, Washington 17. They have a chance, but it doesn't work. That's what I'm going with. What do you got?
I'm going to say, I do think this ends up being more of a field goal fest. So I'm going to say This is only a couple of field goals, but 24-17 Washington.
Okay, so you have the Washington win.
I think Washington can win, but I think it's within a touchdown. And
see, Steve's more positive. I'm more negative, but that's okay. I like it. And hopefully you and GAB are correct. We get a Washington win. He predicts Jaden 2 passing touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown. He likes the olds, as he said, which absolutely slayed me. Baby Boomer Ertz plods across the goal line for the initial TD. So yeah, I got to make sure I have Ertz first touchdown locked in there. We got our guy Best Ball on call in here with the thumbs up. Hit the like button. He said 15 likes. We appreciate that. If you're coming in or if you're watching on replay, because again, this is covering DFS and Underdog Battle Royale, not just this part is about Thursday Night Football. Hit that like button. It helps us out. Leave a comment. Let us know who your favorite player is on the main slate, whether it's Battle Royale or the DFS streets. We sincerely appreciate it. If for some reason you're not subscribed, we had a new person come in and chat and said they appreciate the content. Make sure you're subscribed because we have shows literally 6 days a week. We got our guy Who Hames in here. Stephen Who Hames did a long data show on Tuesday. Those are awesome. All the friends are coming in now. I love it. Who Hames is in here. Sup fam. Hartman, GM. Good to see you, Hartman. Hartman rooting for the Commanders also. Hopefully it's a blowout. So we got a lot of people rooting for our team. Love to see it, Steve. And then we got our guy Thad. RBs are king. Gotta love it. Good to see all you guys. Best Ball on call. Who Hames, Hartman, Thad here joining us. We appreciate you guys coming in and saying hello. So yeah, hopefully everybody has a wonderful Thursday night football. We get some, winners in the streets tonight. But again, this isn't a game we love from a betting perspective. We will have two shows tomorrow, Prop Party at 4 p.m., Degen Dads at 9:30 p.m., our Substack only DFS show on Saturday morning, and then plenty more betting and DFS content coming to the Substack folks as well. So lots of stuff coming for DFS and NFL bets this week. Hopefully we have a much better week 2 than we did week 1. What final thoughts do you have for the people, Steve?
Yeah, no, just as we said, good luck to anyone playing tonight. I think it's going to be low scoring, so I'd keep that in mind. But I think this week does have a lot of fun matchups for both Battle Royale and DFS, and of course props as well. So I'm looking forward to the Sunday slate.
I'm super excited for the Sunday slate. Absolutely. No, but we appreciate you all. Good luck tonight. Good luck this week. And we'll see you tomorrow on Prop Party, 4 p.m. Eastern. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.